His name is Chocolate MC, the self-proclaimed king of Reparto, and one of the loudest voices to rise out of Havana since Elvis Manuel. But with fame came demons. Drugs, violence, constant run-ins with the law, then silence. Until July 2025, when cameras in broad daylight captured a chilling scene outside a supermarket in Opalaca. A man holding a fan at gunpoint, forcing him into a car and vanishing. 2 hours later, the victim was released, shaken but alive. The man with the gun, Chocolate MC. Now he sits behind bars with no bond, facing charges that could end his career for good. This is the story of how Cuba's most explosive voice became Miami's newest cautionary tale, the fall of Chocolate MC. Born in the streets of Havana, Chocolate MC didn't just grow up. He survived. Raised on rumba, reggaeton, and rebellion, he found his voice in the chaos. By the time most kids were running from police, he was already rapping about them. His music wasn't polished. It was raw, loud, and unapologetically Cuban. He became the sound of the underground, the king of Reparto, and the pride of his neighborhood. But behind the fame, the demons never left. Chocolate MC rose from Cuba's black market music scene, pushing raw, aggressive Reparto through pirated USB sticks and underground parties. His lyrics were loud, violent, and honest. In a country where freedom of expression came with consequences, Chocolate didn't care. He called out cops, enemies, and anyone in his way. That fearlessness made him a legend in the barrios and a target. Eventually, Havana became too small and too dangerous. Chocolate fled to the U.S., landing in Miami with little more than his name and his mouth. But it was enough. The Cuban-American streets knew who he was. Show by show, scandal by scandal, his name grew. His Instagram rants went viral. His beefs made headlines. And the industry started watching. He wasn't polished, but he was explosive. Every post was chaos. Every song was a war cry. And in a city that loves spectacle, Chocolate MC was gold. Fast forward to 2024. In the early morning in Hialeah, Miami, Cuban reggaeton artist Jose Manuel Carbajal Zaldivar, El Taiger, was found critically wounded in the back of an SUV near Jackson Memorial Hospital. Police say he had been shot in the head at a home rented by Damian Valdez Galloso, who then loaded the bleeding artist into the vehicle. El Taiger was rushed to the hospital but tragically died a week later on October 10, 2024, at age 37. Surveillance footage captured Valdez Galloso opening the front door, shooting El Taiger in the head during a confrontation, then dragging his body to a waiting Mercedes SUV. He was found shot inside the vehicle and later succumbed to his injuries after a week on life support. Following the murder investigation, prosecutors uncovered an alleged plot orchestrated by Chocolate MC, who reportedly placed a bounty of up to $100,000 on Valdez Galloso's life. The rapper allegedly offered $20,000 initially, then raised the amount to anyone willing to kill or confront Valdez Galloso, allegedly stating, "If the police don't kill you, we will kill you ourselves." Chocolate MC now faces serious charges in Miami-Dade for inciting violence and conspiracy tied to the Castro. In early 2025, Chocolate MC was released on bond, despite a growing list of violent charges. But freedom wouldn't last. Just weeks later, he made headlines again.
Good morning, sir. You were arrested. Do you speak English?
No.
Spanish, please. Sir, you have two cases. One is from April 26, burglary to an unoccupied dwelling, possession of crack cocaine, criminal mischief, and possession of drug paraphernalia.
Tiene varias acusaciones de abril de 2026 por invasión a una propiedad desocupada, posesión de cocaína, crack y posesión de parafernalia de drogas.
So I will appoint the public. Oh, you have a second case where you're charged by arrest warrant with written threats to kill or do bodily injury and unlawful use of a communications device.
Y tiene un segundo cargo, es un arresto por amenazar con hacer daño o asesinar y por utilizar un artículo de comunicación doble.
So public defender's office is appointed for you for both cases.
Tiene la Defensoría Pública asignada para ambos casos.
Mr. Sierra Hernandez indicates he has an attorney.
Oh, who's your lawyer?
No son delincuentes.
¿Perdón?
What's the name of your lawyer?
¿Cuál es el nombre de su abogado?
Adolfo Gil, no está aquí hoy.
Adolfo Gil? Okay.
Adolfo Hill, he's not here
All
today.
right. I'll call him up. All right, so sir, give me a minute or two. We're going to try and reach your lawyer to come to court. Also, while you're here, I'm entering a stay-away order from the Aloft Hotel at 2524 Lejeune Road in Coral Gables, Florida.
Y espérese, mientras esté aquí, vamos a tratar de contactar a su abogado. Y también tenemos una orden de alejamiento del hotel Aloft en el 2524 Lejeune Road de Coral Gables.
Okay, you're not allowed to go to that location, that hotel, and you must stay out of there.
No puede acercarse a la localidad de ese hotel, tiene que mantenerse alejado de ahí.
Sí, pero ¿por qué, jefecita, si ellos no son delincuentes?
Why, ma'am, I'm not a criminal.
Well, it says here you broke into a hotel room, you damaged the safe, you had some crack cocaine on you, and some drug paraphernalia also. So those
Bueno,
are
aquí
the
dice que
allegations.
usted entró a una de las habitaciones, dañó la caja de seguridad, hizo daños en la habitación, tenía cocaína en crack, tenía parafernalia de drogas también.
And sir, you're also presumed not guilty. Let's get your lawyer here to represent you, and we'll see you in a few minutes.
Y señor, usted puede declararse no culpable. Estamos buscando, localizando a su abogado para tenerlo aquí en unos minutos.
No, es que mi abogado, para tal parece mi abogado no está aquí hoy, porque es que él no sabía.
My attorney is not here today because he was not aware.
No, my bailiff went to go call him now.
Mi alguacil fue a buscarlo.
¿Hasta aquí? No sabía.
Oh, he's here? I didn't know.
No, we're trying to call him to come in, so go have a seat.
Okay, tome asiento que ya lo
All
fueron.
right, next we have Al. Morning, Mr. Sierra Hernandez. Your lawyer's here now for both of your cases. Good morning. Can you announce, please?
Your Honor, Sierra Hernandez.
Do you have any argument you want to make?
Yes, Your Honor. Based on
Buenos días, señor Hernández. Tenemos aquí a su abogado.
Your Honor, we're just asking for standard bond.
Are these added charges corrections?
No, Your Honor.
Does he have anything pending or no? Should there be a hold?
He has a fugitive hold from Pasco County, and he also has a domestic violence battery that he's going to DV court.
Okay. All right. Count one, burglary to the unoccupied dwelling. It's a hotel room. I'll set his bond at, I don't know what you want.
$1,000, Your Honor.
And that's not that low. I'll set count one at $2,500. Count two, possession of crack cocaine. He had a little bit of crack cocaine. I'll set that at $1,500. Count three, criminal mischief. There's probable cause for that charge. That's $500. And count four, possession of drug paraphernalia. It just says paraphernalia. You want $1 or an ROR?
Dollar bond.
$1 for count four. And then the other case, I already told him, stay away from that Aloft Hotel.
Las fianzas son por el cargo 1, son $1,500, que es por la invasión de la propiedad. El cargo 2 son $500 por la conducta delictiva. En el cargo, $2,500 por el cargo 1, que es la invasión de propiedad, $1,500 por la posesión
Pero
de
¿cómo invasión
crack.
de propiedad? ¿Qué cosa invasión de propiedad?
500.
Yo estaba en mi habitación y salía de mi habitación y me escondía en otra. ¿Cómo invasión de propiedad?
How is it burglary? I was in my room, I came out of my room and hid in another one. How is that burglary?
Well, thank you for just helping the state prove your case. You just told him you were in another room that wasn't yours.
¿Cómo ellos ponen crack y no ponen la libra de marihuana que había dentro del cuarto? Porque ahí había
How is it that
marihuana.
they're mentioning crack but not the pound of marijuana that was in the room?
Ahí
There
había
was a pound
bastante,
of
ahí había un
marijuana.
poco de marihuana y había un pedacito así de crack.
You
There
know
was a
what?
lot of marijuana there and a little piece of crack like this.
Senor, no diga nada. Your lawyer doesn't want you to say anything. You're presumed not guilty, and now everything's recorded. The state can use it
No, lo que
against
me
you.
hace falta es que llamen
Señor,
a
no
un
diga
abogado.
nada, que todo lo que está diciendo se está grabado, tiene
Sí,
su
pero
abogado
no
que lo acaba de
importa.
declarar no culpable.
Pero lo que es
I don't
importante
care
que
if
lo
it's
más
recorded.
importante que graben es que hablen con Obi para que hoy hable con su jefecito, para que me saquen de aquí. Por favor, habla con
What's
tu
most
jefecito.
important is for you to speak with your boss and get me out of here.
Repeat, please.
He wanted, the public defender's asking me to turn off the microphone. Anyway, I'm going to set a bond on the other case, written threats to kill or do bodily injury, at $7,500 count one and $5,000 count two. Sir, you have a good lawyer. Listen to what he tells you. Have a good day.
Ya, déjenme ir a
Señor,
un
tiene un
momento.
buen abogado y escuche lo que tenga buen día.
Ok, tengo sueño, estoy rezagado, por favor. Lléveme para la celda.
Actually,
Okay,
count two. Sorry, count two should be 2,500. The judge who signed the warrants put 5,000, but it's 2,500 count two. All right, correction, 7,500 and 2,500 on F25 7387.
Yes, Your Honor. And on the other case, count 4 was ROR or $1?
$1 for count four.
No, dame unos-
Did I do $1? I think I did. Okay, thank you, Mr. Gill.
Just weeks later, he made headlines again, this time for kidnapping a fan at gunpoint outside a supermarket in Opelika, Florida. The fan had simply asked for a photo. Instead, he was robbed, forced into a car, and driven around the city for nearly 2 hours before being released. Chocolate was arrested that same night, charged with armed kidnapping, robbery, and making death threats. This moment marked the official collapse of a once-celebrated reggaeton artist, now facing decades behind bars. But even from jail, Chocolate MC refused to stay silent. A prison phone call leaked shortly after his arrest shows the rapper lashing out, not at the justice system but at Sandro Castro, the grandson of Fidel Castro. In the call, Chocolate accuses Sandro of being a puppet for the Cuban government, designed to distract the people with luxury and foolishness. They told him, "Do something for the country. Go online and make a fool of yourself." Chocolate said, his voice shaking with emotion. He claimed Cuban influencers like Sandro were part of a state-run project to keep people laughing instead of protesting, and mocked Sandro's wealth as inherited from his grandfather's blood-stained legacy.
Yo solamente era promotor, ¿sabes? Y escribía algunas canciones.
From a jail cell in Miami, Chocolate MC let loose a call that shook the island. "Castro ain't no god to me," he said. "He's just a man who turned his back on the people. While we starved, they partied in mansions." He called out Sandro Castro, Fidel's grandson. "You drive Lamborghinis while Cuban kids eat dirt. You think I'm scared of you? I've lived through worse." On the drug charges, he didn't hold back. "Yeah, they found something small, but I'm not out here selling to kids. They want to call me a trafficker just to bury my name." Then came the darkest part. They raised money to kill Taiger, just like they're raising money to kill me. I'm safer in this cell than out there. He spoke of betrayal, of being labeled crazy for speaking out. They're scared of the truth. That's why they try to silence me. But I'm still here, and I'll keep talking. His next court appearance is scheduled for July 25, 2025. He faces multiple charges: kidnapping, drug possession, and possible conspiracy to commit murder. And as he sits in silence behind concrete walls and steel bars, let's see if he'll sing his way out of this. This was the fall of Chocolate MC,